Hi, everybody. So very sorry that I am late. How come I'm not seeing comments here? Welcome. Oh, there we go. Because I didn't put a comment in this morning. Welcome to Vintage Craft and Chat. I'm happy to be back Thursday. So happy Thursday. Thank you all for bearing with me last week. We temporarily moved Vintage Craft and Chat to Friday. So I so appreciate all of you. Let me turn my phone down. I look down at my nails and I'm like, they're a hot mess. So they don't look that much better, but at least they're a little bit more even. Obviously, those of us that craft and craft daily and all the time, our nails become tools, right? Craft tools. Hi, Nettie. How are you? Happy Thursday. Good morning. Wasn't Gabby's sale fun yesterday? Oh my gosh. I got into a lot of trouble. No, I mean, not really, not in trouble, but oh my gosh, she has the best. She has the best stuff. One of our friends, Gabby, if any of you shop on on Whatnot, she is Marine Layer Vintage, and Gabby has the most amazing eye for vintage and antiques, and she had an ephemera sale yesterday on Whatnot. Right? Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I know Nettie got some amazing things, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I can't wait till I get my package. But welcome in. If you are new, I'm so glad you discovered us. If you've been with us for a while, I'm also glad you are here. Today we are making what I'm calling faux envelopes. So I'll just kind of hold up. You can see how they were in the thumbnail, and I've made them a little bit different. Some are, they're not all the same, but basically my idea behind them is that they can be tucked inside your journal, behind a belly band, a side tuck, and they open up, and then this is all journaling space in here. Now, you could certainly glue it and make it into a conventional envelope and slip a little note inside or slip ephemera, but I have just made mine open, and you can make them any size. So depending on your pockets or the size of your journal, let's see, here's another one. I just kept expanding on the idea. I used real vintage stamps, excuse me, rubber stamping. I did some paper collage, some of our handmade labels that we made a few weeks ago. And then this one, I decided to play around and do a closure. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. Hi, Terry. Hello, hello. And Angela is here. Hello, my friend. Hello, my friends. Okay, so yeah, so I made a little closure on here, and I just took a piece of embroidery thread and just kind of wound it around. And a little bit later, I'll show you how I made this the little die cut closure. And again, it opens up, and you have journaling space. And some of them, maybe all of them, I stamped the flaps, the corners. You can still write on that. You can stamp the whole thing. I did it light enough that it's still, you can journal on the little pieces and parts there. So there's that one. And then this one, I made a little teeny tiny one. Kind of the same thing, a little bit different style. And then there's the closure on the other side. So I think I could do it now. Let me take this little thing, and it just unravels like that. And same thing, it just opens up for note taking. And there you go. Okay, and I also wanted to say kind of my jumping off point for this project. If you all remember, I had a bunch of printables that I had printed off of Graphics Fairy, and they had that really cool envelope printable that I had shared last week. And so this kind of morphed from that. It was laying here on my desk. So one of the evenings I just grabbed it, I fussy cut it, I inked it. And in the beginning, I was going to keep it open, and that's why I lined it in graph paper. But then I realized when I put this little closure on here, the side flaps weren't staying tucked in. So this was sort of my first one, and I ended up just tucking this little flap here. But the wings, let's say, we'll call them the wings, they weren't long enough to sort of keep everything together with that one stamp. So that's how I came up with the, you know, using the thread and wrapping it around. So that was my inspiration, my jumping off point. I was watching Kathy. Oh, there's Kathy. Kathy, I was watching one of your videos. I still have it up right now. Hello, how are you? I'm so excited to keep watching. All right, let me go to my channel. And let's see, here we are. Make sure my sound is down. And oh, let's do prompt jar so I don't forget. So I'm gonna pull a new weekly craft prompt out of our jar. Last week was furniture and everybody did such cool stuff. I'm so glad too. I'm so glad, Kathy. Okay, let's see what it is today. Oh my gosh, and Holly did the most amazing thing. Everybody was posting pictures. She made like a whole like 3D diorama room with furniture in it. It was, oh my gosh, so great. Really thinking outside the box. I took the very easy way this week. I took the easy way. What is this? Oh, we just did this. Okay, snippet roll. Snippet roll. So for those that haven't done snippet rolls yet, this is a really good opportunity. And we did those 2 weeks ago. So there's a video up in the playlist, actually down in the description. I have a link that has a complete playlist. So if you click on that, you can find the tutorial for snippet roll. So that'll be a good one. I know I think I was behind like 3 at one point, and then I combined them and got caught up. But I find if I don't do it within like by the weekend, then I just get really behind and I don't. I'm excited for you to get back on the prompts. And this is a perfect one. Snippet roll. That's a perfect one. Okay. Let me put this back here. And oh, and then this was my furniture for last week. I was looking through just all my different books, and I wanted to do something very much outside the box, and then I took an easy way just because it was a really crazy week. But I loved the mid-century chair and that kind of TV tray thing, and this was from one of my Dick and Jane books. But then I realized, oh, she's sewing. And then I saw the text, the mother can sew. So it kind of turned into a very sewing-esque journaling card, but I think it's fun. I'll probably put it, eventually I'll do a sewing journal, and this would be a fun jumping off point. And I even used, oh, what is that magazine? Oh, what is it? It's, Work Basket. I even used Work Basket. And then there's the back of the tag. So that was mine for the week. Let me get all this stuff out of the way. Oh, that's perfect, Kathy. Adding machine tape. That is perfect. All right. Okay. Oh, and I'm so organized this week. Yesterday, I got up really early and all I did was craft all day long. I hadn't been able to craft very much, right, this past week with everything going on with Taylor's car and all that stuff. And I just crafted all day. And managed to like nick a time, get the thumbnail up for today. And then I'm so far ahead now, I even made next week's project. So that thumbnail is already up. In fact, let me go find it and I can post it here. I'll post it everywhere too, but might as well because I'm so far ahead. Let me find it here. I'll post it in the let's see here, upcoming, share, copy link. Hopefully I did that correctly. And that's next week. I'll show you what we're doing next week. I'm in love with them. I'm in love. So I hadn't played with my botanical books in a long time. And I was going through all my craft supplies. I want to start doing more bundles. I had put that lace up a couple weeks ago and I just have so much stuff. So I need to really go through my things and start doing little bundles of things and putting them in my Etsy shop and sharing them. But next week we're making, gosh, I love these so much. We are taking, now I took vintage flashcards, but you can certainly find brand new flashcards. Dollar Tree is a really great place to find them. All of mine have come from thrift stores over the years. I don't find them a lot, but I do find them occasionally and I've been hoarding them. So I need to stop hoarding them. So here's one. So cute. And the books, I have a picture of the books in the thumbnail, but these are some of my favorite. So I love, love, love Peterson Field Guides. You can see I have it all kind of cut up. That's my go-to. I love any of the Peterson Field Guides. This is a great one that I've been crafting out of for a bunch of years. And there's so many images in here, it'd take you forever to use them. But this is the Field Guide to Birds of Western North America. This is a National Geographic. And then, of course, we all love this Reader's Digest North American Wildlife. I did have 2 copies at one time, but before I started doing more paper crafting, I had sold it in my Etsy shop, but they're just chocked full. I would say if you're starting out, this Reader's Digest of North America is a great one to start off with because it has the flowers and the botanicals, it has the animals and the bugs and the mushrooms and birds and butterflies. It has everything. So this is, I would say, if you're going to go on the hunt on eBay or thrift books, this would be the one I suggest to pick up. And I think I found it at a thrift store as well. But that's what we're making next week. And then here's one that just has a bird and some flowers, and we'll just be working with, laying things out, different collaging techniques, finding what's pleasing to the eye. And I just left the back blank. And I think in most cases, a lot of these vintage ones, they're not slick, right? They have sort of a matte finish. So they're great. You can still write on the back. Okay. So let me turn this around. I hope everybody is doing good. I hope everybody's having a happy week. Look at my very messy, desk back there. Let's swing this around. Probably should have done that before I changed it. Hopefully that wasn't, whoopsie. What happened here? There we go. Hit the wrong button. Okay, so I think we're fairly straight here. All right, so here's our envelopes. I'll just kind of leave those undone, and then we'll look at those. And then the other thing I wanted to share super quick, I had grabbed out my collection of vintage antique envelopes, and they are so pretty. Because originally, I fussy cut this one out from Graphics Fairy and I lined it. and then I was putting it together. So also, if you don't want to go through the trouble of kind of cutting and making your own, you could go print this from Graphics Fairy, and then you could use this as a template. So you could actually trace around that, and then that could be your template for your envelope, which maybe I'll probably go back and do that at some point. But I just wanted to share a few of these. I think they're just so lovely. And I kind of looked at these while I was doing the stamping just for some inspiration. A lot of these are empty. I had bought a lot of them, I think at a local auction, but aren't they amazing? Look at the writing. And the thing that I thought was so interesting, like this one it just has initials, I guess who it's from. And then here we have a name. And, not an address like we know today. Oh, this one is London. So this one came from England. Maybe. Yeah, it must have originated in London because then it has like a Chicago address. But I just think they're so beautiful. Look at this little tiny one here. It's a little baby tiny one. I love this too, how they put the postage, the post office stamp there on the back. And then look at that one, that great one with the American flag. This is old, 2 cents. This one is from 1913. And I had pulled these out. I had thought, okay, well, I'll take one, I'll take it apart and then I'll use it. I'll make my own template, kind of like the Graphics Fair, but then I didn't have the heart to take them apart. Aren't they beautiful? And a lot of times you see the writing, it's in pencil, which I'm assuming pencil was more readily available. Look at this one. So this is the Robert E. Lee Hotel, San Antonio, Texas. I think I picked this up at a flea market. We have a local flea market and a paper guy, like an ephemera guy. And it's so fun. He just has all these boxes set out on tables and you just dig through. I guess the bad part is he wants you to make piles and then you don't always know how he's going to price stuff. But I think that's where this came from. And then look at this. And I know I grabbed it because I thought, oh, this would be great to scan and make it a printable. But it's a whole piece of letterhead and nobody's written on it. Isn't that? It's oh, there we go. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, and it has this great like foxing and aging to it. Maybe there was something else in the envelope at one time. Oh, I'm missing all kinds of people. Kim is here. Hi, Kim. Maritza is here. Hello, Maritza. Hola, hola. Make sure. Oh, that would be great, Angela. Yeah, do you want to do that? That would be awesome to pull today during the live. That is a great idea. Yeah, I don't think we've had, nobody's expressed to me, and I know we added a new friend today to the craft group, but she's in Australia, so she probably, I don't know if she would want to participate. But anyway, they're just amazing. I haven't really looked at them and pulled them out in a while. Some have letters in them. Look at this. What's this? Oh, this is funny. I didn't even know this was in here. This is a letter. Oh, this would be super fun to read sometime. I won't read it today, but it's 1914 and it says Mr. Toastmaster. What's a Toastmaster? Is that like Elks Club or something? Or what's the other one? Not Masons. Elks Club, what's the other one? Maybe Rotary? Oh, this is fun. Look at the writing on there. Isn't that cool? I don't know if the person signed it. At first, when I looked at this, I thought it was like a school note, right? Doesn't that seem like, I don't know how we would sign notes when we were passing them back and forth in school. Oh, this will be fun. We'll have to read this. Whoops, we'll have to read this sometime. But anyway, these are a lot of fun. And you know, if you're picking up, you're finding these antique or vintage envelopes, you can scan them. The graphics are so beautiful if you're brave to take them apart. Oh, look at this one. Oh, the writing. The writing is so beautiful. So those are those. Let me get them out of the way. And then let's dig into our project. Oh, that is excellent, Angela. Yes, to mix them up. Is it Elks Club, Nettie? Yeah, maybe it's the Elks Club. We'll have to read it and then see what they're talking about. That's funny, Kim. Either toasting bread or making toast. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's a master of toast. Okay, let me grab out some papers. So I played with 2 different kinds of paper today. Certainly, if you only have white copy paper and you have, you know, Tim Holtz Distress ink, you can just age it up. If you have plain coffee paper, you can coffee stain it. You can, you know, tea dye it, coffee dye it. So I think the first 2 I made, I used coffee dyed paper. I just have a pack here. I've had some amazing friends. Leanne is one of them that has made papers and gifted. I think I bought some from another content creator here on YouTube. Oh, I was just noticing how Fox the cover of this was. I didn't notice that. But I had shared this paper in a recent haul, paid $2.49 at Savers. And so I'm going to use a piece of this. It just has a wonderful kind of linen quality to it. It is cotton. That's because, okay, it's 100% cotton fiber. So let's grab a piece of that and use that. And there is a supply list below, and I put, if I could find links on Amazon or things I have purchased on Amazon, I've put my affiliate links down below for that as well. But supplies are pretty simple, and you can kind of make do with what you have. So let's see, what size do we want to do? Oops, I have all these. I think this one was about a 6-inch. Oh no, it was a little bit, yeah. I think I did about 6 inches for this one. Let me just look. Oh, I didn't. I did it about, it was about 9.5. So let's do one little baby. So let's do the same thing. Let's do 9.5. Or thereabouts, and I'm just going to get out my paper trimmer because it is easiest. So easy peasy. And what's so great about this, you can make them any size that works for your needs or your journal. Let's see, what did we say? 9.5. Oh, that's not going to work. How did I do that? How did I do 9.5? Oh, I see. I see. Nope, that's 9.5. I think my brain isn't working this morning. No, we can't because we're 8.5, so we can't do that. So let's do, maybe I mislooked. Let's do 8.5 so that we can get our actual square. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's change that to 8.5. Okay. All right, so here's our 8.5 square. Get this out of the way. Get this magazine. I was looking at something that came in the mail. Okay, we have little kind of pieces because it's that cotton paper, but that's okay. Okay, so now we're going to take our square and we're just going to find the center. And I think the easiest way for me to do that is just to take my ruler and go corner to corner. And I'm just going to do like a really light pencil mark. And then we'll go to the opposite corners, same thing. We'll go corner to corner. There we go. And then we're going to take two of the opposite corners and we're just going to meet. I should show you so you can see just the little faint X there. And we're going to meet right at the center point of that X. So we're going to take one side and then we'll take the other side. You guys are so funny. Okay, so there we go. We have these two sides meeting, and I'm just going to go ahead and just erase that light mark there. And you could do the bottom. You can fold it up higher. You can fold it up lower. I find that folding it a little bit higher makes for a little bit less of a square envelope. But you can just play around with it. So I'm pretty generous on this one. I think I'm folding up maybe an inch or so. An inch or so, give or take. Okay, so there you can see the fold. It's about an inch, Ooh, this one does have a lot of little hangers there because of the type of paper. And then I find it's easier to fold towards me and then fold back on itself. But I'm just going to take this corner here and just fold it back, sort of meeting where the two sides come together, if that kind of makes sense. And then I just come back and fold it the other way. And you can just leave this loose or you can glue it down. I've done it several different ways. But you can see we're looking like a traditional envelope. Okay. And then let's take the top. I'm not going to fold it down quite as much, maybe half an inch or so. Just do what's pleasing to your eye. And then there's the fold there. So you can see the bottom. It's about an inch. And then we have about a half an inch or so on the top there. Now, some of the envelopes, in fact, I think this one, ooh, I should probably put all this string up. Did I make this one? It's close in size. So this was probably an 8-inch one. So this one I didn't like that the top was hanging down so much. So I actually came back in with my ruler and I just shaved some off of the top flap. And I did this one a little bit different where, you know, traditionally here's your envelope and then this would be your top flap. I kind of did an opposite just because eventually we'll open this and we can journal inside. I kind of did opposite in this case. And I put my little tab here and then tuck the top inside. So you can just play around with it and have fun. And let's see this one. I think that's okay. Maybe we'll even do the same thing again. I think that would be pretty. Let's do the same thing on that one. Okay, so now we're going to unfold. And just to get rid of a little bit of the bulk, we're going to cut these corners. So can you see here we have a little triangle, all these little triangles, sort of where our flap meets. We're just going to come in and cut those just to kind of debulk it a little bit. So easy peasy. I do have one of those boards, those like envelope boards, scoreboard, and it came with a little paper cutter, but I don't know. Sometimes things like that really get confused in my brain, and I I just can't. I don't know. I just need to sit down and play with it and get it down, but I never mastered it. It probably does something similar to this, but this is just so quick and easy. You can really mass make these. And you can just glue them too, right? And make the very traditional one. Okay, so let's see how we are closing. Sometimes you'll get a little bend like right here. Like I do see I didn't get close enough, so you can just come in and just shave a little bit more off. It's a very forgiving project. I think we're pretty good. Yeah, I think we are good. Okay, and then the other thing I like to do, and it's just a little detail, you definitely don't need to do it, is I like to come in and just kind of round the corners a little bit. And that's because when I was looking at the actual, my antique envelopes, I noticed that a lot of them were that way. And unfortunately, the little corner punch that most of us have, it doesn't fit on there. But you can just give a little bit of eyeball just to soften, because we're trying to mimic, we're doing a faux envelope. Okay, I think these I'll just leave a little bit. I guess I could do those too. Let's do those. I don't know that I did that on the others, but we can come in and round those. Yeah, we wanted to. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to use this for this. I think this one, let's even round that. I didn't do that in the other examples, but why not? That one. I'll even do this one. Let's round this one a little bit. Let's see. Okay, Angela, I did the random generator for the partners. I did a new website. The other one kept pairing us up the same way we've had. I know. Yeah, I think we've had a little bit of repeat. Oh, this will be fun to have new swap partners. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, I got Terry. I haven't had Terry before. That's awesome. So Nettie and Angela. So these are swap partners for the month. Nettie and Angela, Terry and myself, Kim and Holly, Laura and Amy, and Annette and Leanne. Oh, so fun. So everybody too, when you have time later today or, by this weekend, go in and, well, we could it's probably easy to message each other, right? So we can all message each other and kind of share. Many of us probably know by now kind of what style we all love and gravitate towards. But definitely share, like, if there's something you've been looking for, you've never found in the wild. If you have journals coming up that you're looking for something specific, that would be fun to share. I like everything. Terry, you'll have an easy time. I'm a very eclectic crafter. Yes, those are amazing. All new, right? I don't think anybody is a repeat pairing. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with that too. So yeah, we can share. I have Terry's. I don't know if Terry, I'm not sure if Terry has mine, but I'll give Terry mine too. But I know I do have Terry's. Okay, so there we have, so that's our basic template. You can kind of see the shape of it. And then let's come in really quick and ink it up. because we want to age this and make it look vintage. I think I'm going to glue this little tab down too. And the great thing about ink is, I have this little hangy things here, is that you can use any color ink that you love. You can use primary colors. You can use pinks and greens would be beautiful. Mix them up. I think it would be so pretty. I love a good vintage photo, and green or turquoise in there. I think that would be beautiful too. And this takes a little time to do it, but very worthwhile. That's pretty good. Let's go to this side. And I even like to ink up the fold lines. I just like that detail. So I'll take the time to do that as well. Yeah, that's perfect. That is perfect. So fun. So fun because we all have different stuff. We're all thrifters and estate sale shoppers and Dollar Tree shoppers, and so this is going to be fun. So I know I shared with everybody last week, right, about Taylor's car. My daughter Taylor's car was stolen. We got it back, thankfully. And then we picked it up from the dealer, from the repair place, Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday night we picked it up. So she's, yeah. Well, she ended up not having, she was able to just do school online yesterday. So she drove it around the block just to kind of see how it was. Jim thinks that the electrical for the heating and like air isn't functioning properly, but it's hard for me to say because it's not, she's the primary driver. It's not a car that I drive very often. Sometimes if car's in the driveway and I don't want to pull my car out, I will, borrow it to run to the post office or something, just so we don't have to play, magical chairs with the cars. But because it's not my primary car, I just don't know how it typically functions. I think it might be fine and normal, and she thinks it's fine and normal. So hopefully today she'll determine that. Okay, all right, and we'll probably keep inking this some more as we go along. You could spend a lot of time inking. This is like I probably should have done one that was already kind of prepped this far, because I know you guys don't want to watch me inking. Okay, so there we are on that. I'm going to glue this down just because, I don't know, it's not really, because it's folded too. Okay, so there we are, glued down. Okay, so how do we want to decorate? Let's look through our stamps. See what we have. I did pull out some fun ones here. Leanne had gifted me, she sent me Amazing from Mail a couple weeks ago, and look at that stamp. So that was one that was in the friend mail from Leanne. It is just gorgeous. I think that's, I didn't even have anything like that with the beautiful florals on it, but I thought that was beautiful. What other ones did I pick out? Oh, this is it's more modern, but I like the butterfly. It definitely isn't super old. I don't know where it's from. I can't. It's like 1999. So it's not super old, but I loved the butterfly. This was like a pack I picked up on eBay a bunch of years ago when I was making jewelry with stamps. And then this one, I thought he was kind of dapper. Somebody from Uruguay. Am I saying that right? Uruguay? 1 peso. Carlos Vaz Ferreira, maybe. I don't know. I can't see that. Okay, so let's see. What do we want? What vibe do we want to go with? I pulled out this really pretty green one. I do have butterflies. What is everybody thinking? Ooh, this one is pretty. I pulled out some blue papers. I wanted to use some of those background papers. Let's see. Is that going to go with blue? We have double there. I thought I pulled one that had 2 ladies on it. Maybe use this one. Let's use this one because I had pulled out this Tim Holtz Graphics Fairy paper, right? It's on Graphics Fairy, but it's from that Tim Holtz pack. And I think that would look really pretty with the pink. So let's use the butterfly, right? Even though it's a little bit modern, I think that would be really pretty. Okay, let me get that out of the way. Yes. Yeah, you can just ink it. And do you have, I never used my linen. Do you have this linen one, Nettie? This is in this like little mini pack of distress inks. This antique linen, I mean, I've had these forever and I never used it. And then I grabbed for it one day. It is really great. I've become a big fan of it, but it kind of gives you that beigey, creamy, very vintage look. So that's a good one too. And we're lucky because we live here in Southern California. So when our weather warms up a little bit, then it becomes great weather for coffee dyeing and tea dyeing. I just did it once, kind of like a very small batch, but literally just put it out in the sun, just a couple pieces of paper at a time, and it just dried. It dried instantaneously. Yeah. I know. Yeah, Angela, I was just like, ooh, why do I want that? Right? Because a lot of I mean, it came in this 4-pack because, like, look at that. You know, a lot of the papers that I'm grabbing in the book pages are kind of that color anyway, but I'm a big fan. I have become a big fan of it. I use it a lot now, especially for white paper. Okay. All right. So we've inked up our butterfly and I was having fun. I kind of thought it was a cool look, especially because sometimes the stamps we find, they have the bit of the envelope, but I thought it was kind of a cool look to do a little bit of collaging behind the stamp just to make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to grab some book page here. Let me see. Do I have any here? What are you doing, Cha-Cha? Oh my gosh, our other kitty boy, he's just, oh, look at this one. This is interesting. It's from a Italy, like an antique or vintage Italy book, but I like how it says feminine. Let's make that work. He's just our Our one and only kitty boy now, he's very inquisitive. His like whole personality is changing. He's very talky. It's been so interesting to see. Okay, I like that. I think we're going a good direction. And then let's get some of this paper. Yeah, ooh, that's going to be really pretty to blend in some of this blue wallpaper. He's so scared. He's there. Both kitties were inside kitties, but Kai we would let out on the patio, supervise, and he just loved to roll around. We have like a very pebbled patio, kind of that exposed aggregate, that kind of mid-century looking that you see in a lot of the like 50s homes, and he just loved to roll on it. It must have felt really good. And Chachi, which is short for Charlie, he actually went outside this past weekend. I was out gardening and I left the little slider open and he came out. I'm like, what has come over you, mister? Okay, let's see here. I don't know if we need all of it. Oh, this is so pretty. I'm glad I decided to pull this blue. It's probably too much. Maybe I need a bigger, let me see if I can find a bigger book page. I grabbed the book really quick. Yeah, what is the copyright on this? Does it even say? This is nice paper. It hasn't, you know, it's not so old that it cracks. I don't even see a copyright. Although I did like that where it said feminine, didn't I? Kind of make this work. I did like that. This is where it starts to get really fiddly. I could also put it upside down. The top here, I think I have too much of this. Way too much of that. Well, maybe we're going to use that somewhere else. I think I want a bigger piece. So the way I did it, I know a lot of people, they'll like get, say, a sheet pan and, or like a, what do I want to say? Like a plastic, you know, you'd wash dishes in or something. And they will either sometimes put page by page and they'll just, you know, put it in the whole bucket or whatever you're using that is bigger than the paper. They'll put the whole thing in. I've seen people that put stacks of paper in. They'll just take a whole ream of paper and do it that way. And then I guess they kind of lift off. So the only thing, I've just done little pieces and parts. So I found what was really successful was to get a cookie sheet and then get a paintbrush. So maybe get some old coffee. You could make it a little bit, like if you have instant coffee, or you can make it a little bit stronger. And then I just used a paintbrush and I just did one sheet at a time because I was doing a little, you know, tiny batch of it. I did one sheet of it at a time. So I did both sides. And then I actually let it dry outside, and then I brought it back in, put it on the sheet pan, and then I took, I'm trying to find here. I don't know if that's coffee, but yeah, this is. So I took a little spray bottle that had the coffee in it, and so I did little techniques. I did some spraying, which was super cool. So it's like you have one layer that's dry, then I came back and did spraying. And I also did it with the paintbrush, like dipping the paintbrush in and then kind of doing splatters. I kind of had to play with both ways, but there's so many videos on. Okay, yeah, see, so Terry uses a foam brush and then let it dry. Yeah, I think it's so much easier than that. And, you know, I just want a little couple pieces here and there. I'm not going for like big production. I'm not big production. Isn't that easy? Yeah, it's easy, I think, huh, Terry, to do it that way. And then you could just do a couple at a time. I don't think I had it next to me. Jim brought home from work these really cool, like, what do I want to say? Like office, kind of invoice paper, but like they were grids and had like, yeah, I guess kind of like grid paper, but it was like office, company. I can't, where are my words? And so I played around with that a little bit and I copy dyed some of that. Okay, I like that. I like that size a little bit better. So I'm going to ink up the edges of that. So I tested one and it looked really cool with the coffee dyeing. And definitely if you have a warm day, a sunshiny day. Also, I had a couple cookie sheets going at a time. So I, had one where I was, painting it and then I would take the other one out. And when it's in the sun and it's on, like a shiny metal tray, then it dries super fast that way too. So that was helpful, kind of have two going and have an assembly line. Okay, so I think I like that. I think I'm going to do a little bit of the bendy thing that we like to do sometimes, just to age that stamp up a little bit more. Okay. All right, now I'm going to unfold this. Some I was more successful with it than others because I glued it and then I didn't really see, well, how is it going to look when I fold it up? So like this one here, I actually took the paper and I ran it over the two other folds so that when you fold it, you can see it on this side too. So see, it kind of has a cool look to it. And yeah, some I didn't plan out very well, but let's try to do a little bit of that. I think it looks super cool. And I'm just going to tear that corner a little bit. Not that, vintage or antique envelopes necessarily had that on them, but I just think I think it's like a cool detail to do. Okay, there we go. So we're kind of running over both of those flaps. And then where do we like that at? Yeah, like that. Do a little pencil mark because we'll get covered up there. I think that's good. So this is a great project just to use up your little scraps that you have laying around. Ooh, wouldn't it be cute with matte paper? Matte paper would be really, really cute. Okay, then let's glue this on. Yeah, same, Terry. I just need a few at a time. And those, what was it? The Dollar Tree. I think you have those, Angela, the Dollar Tree, the really thick time cards. Those look really good because they're so thick. I think I had sent some to Terry. Those take coffee dyeing really well. I haven't tried tea at all, but they look super cool too. If you do that, just do the wash with the paintbrush, let that dry, and then come back and do the spray or the splatters. It looks really, really cool. Okay, so I'm going to fold that and then come back and ink those lines. So the glue's a little bit wet. So cool. Doesn't that look neat? I love the way that looks. Add a little bit extra there. Okay, let's add some stamps. Let's do some kind of postage situation. And where's my bowl? I just have a big pile of stamps. I was using them so much that I just grabbed a bowl. I don't think that this is a cool one, but I think with the bird, I don't think that's going to work really well. So let's see what we have here. So we have this one that's like the little postage. That might look really cool. And then this one is just from that Tim Holtz. That's the, I never can remember the name of it. What is it? How come I can't remember? Field Notes. I don't know why I can't remember that. Field Guide. That's how I should remember it. So that's just from that stamp set. So let's use that. I think we'll use black. And I've kind of played around. Like I've used black for the postage, and then I've used like blue or navy blue for the writing, right? Thinking the post office, well, maybe most of the time they do use black. But I noticed on a lot of my antique that a lot of times people would write in blue or navy blue. Okay, so we're just going to stick that down. Clean that off. And then let's take this. I don't know what this is called, but it's cool. Maybe I'll even put it at the top here. Oh, that looks cool. That one is very, very juicy there. Okay. All right, so that's what we have going there for our postage stamp corner. Okay, let's see what else we want to do. We definitely want to use more of this blue paper, that's for sure, so we can keep tying in. I have 2 of these. Let's see here. And kind of see what shows and what doesn't. So this one we know we're going to tuck it down. And then that one is going to be up. So let's maybe put a little bit of this wallpaper over here. Let's see what that looks like. And I'm just going to rip it. Ooh, I like this one too. Maybe I should have ripped that one out, but let's see what we have going on here. So not a ton shows. Like that looks kind of cool there. So let's see if we wrap it around, what does that get us? I like it there, but I don't know that I like it wrapped around. Let's see if we add this little feminine piece in here. Let's kind of give that a little bit of a look. Well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let's see, because we want to leave enough room here for the sender and the receiver. Let's maybe see if, let's look in our little handmade labels here and see what we have. If we have anything that would look cute. Oh, that's kind of pretty. I like that one. We add a little bit more. This becomes the fiddly kind of the fiddly part of it all, but I want that to show on the other side. Oh, I'm not unhappy with that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. So we're going to do that. This is going to be here. Let me just do a little line there, and then let's ink that up. Is that how I had it? Oh, maybe I had it like that. Yeah, I had it like that. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't it looks so cool, Terry. I don't know. Maybe because the paper is so thick with those time cards. Okay. All right, let's ink this up. Might even rip it a little bit more. It's a little bit too uniform. Okay. Hi, Carrie. Hello, hello. Oh, you know what I watched this morning, Carrie? I was watching the Happy Mail that you sent Diane. Diane Hubert. Oh my gosh, what a great Happy Mail box. You just copy. You know what it is? The more you do it, it's one of those things. If I look back too on some of my older pieces, I can see how I've changed and maybe improved. So it's kind of like a muscle. Like you just, the more you do it, I think the better you become. Because I think our eye too, I think our eyes intrinsically know what is pleasing. And of course, when I'm crafting by myself, I take much more time with things. I mean, I probably would sit here for a who knows, I get lost in the process. So I try not to overthink it as much when I'm with you guys, because I know that's like so painful. Who wants to sit and watch me, spend a half an hour on one little thing? But definitely the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And you just play. You're like, does this look good here? Does it look good there? You just kind of keep playing with it. Okay, like that. In fact, those flashcard things, the first one I did with the birds on it, I showed Taylor. She came in here into the room last night, and she said, oh, you're really like, your collaging is getting better. She said, like you have depth and she could tell that it's improving. And I also think you kind of, once you find what works, right, it's kind of, And I think too, threes are always a good number, kind of like when we're decorating, to go back into that doing threes. Of course, now I'm kind of like 5. We've added the stamps in, but here we're just working with the 3 elements. I can sometimes be a more is more gal, and sometimes I don't know where to stop. Also, I think what is also successful with collaging is having things touching each other, right? So we don't necessarily, let me look at one of these as an example. Oh, so here I actually did 4. But see here where everything is sort of touching, so it grounds it. We don't have a lot that's just kind of hanging out in midair. I mean, I do kind of have it because I put this stamp here, so that is kind of hanging, I guess, on its own. But somehow it kind of works here too. Here's the cluster of collaging. We have lace, we have material, we have a label. I don't know that I didn't do anything else on that one. So sometimes I find that grounding and layering and having things touch helps when you're collaging versus, like, say this is a piece of paper. We'll use this as an example. So say this is our piece of paper and we're like, well, we want to collage something. So you wouldn't necessarily want to take, say we have these labels and we're just doing that, right? That isn't, it is 3, so that is kind of pleasing. But if you're taking things and you're layering them, I don't know, something about that. Let's grab a stamp here. These maybe aren't the best things, but so can you see how that just automatically becomes a more cohesive collage? But I do think it's pretty. Then you can come in with another standalone piece, but I think this like little clustering. And it took me a while to figure that out. I just had to kind of play and play. Is this the one? No, that's the one I'm using. If that helps, that might hopefully help. And also, like, if you're collaging with living things, say plants, birds, animals, butterflies, I think it helps with that type of collaging to have, or people, where you're grounding them. They have something that they're standing on, or, some kind of base where it's growing out or it's standing on. I think that helps too. I think that's kind of pleasing to our eyes when we see that. Okay, so there's that little collage, and I'm going to ink up our fold line. Maybe even come back in here a little bit. And hopefully we can still see that. Let's double check. And that's going to go that way. So you don't see a ton, but you do get a little peek. You get a little bit of interest. We may come over here. Maybe we'll add a little something here. We'll have to maybe book page. I don't know. And then I do want to find kind of maybe a focal for here. But I think that's pretty. And then that's sort of folded out. So it's pretty on the front and pretty on that flap. Okay, let's work on our addresses a little bit. I just kind of jump around. I kind of move around the piece. I don't necessarily do all the flaps and everything. I don't know. That's kind of way my brain works. So let me grab out a couple of these little addressy kind of people's names. I don't have a lot of these, so I was kind of reusing a lot from card to card or envelope to envelope. I kind of like that one. Let's see here. Oh, I don't want to use that because I used that on that label. And let's see here. This is a long, will this fit here? Oh, that might be pretty. So I think that's the name. So I think we have like some in script, some in okay. I have to make sure I don't have things backwards. Okay, that goes that way. And I don't know if that is the right way. Well, it must be. So hard to see on these stamps. Okay, so that's the right way. This is not, though. Okay, there it is. One of them I didn't stamp it well, and then I ended up with, I kind of went back and it was a little shadowy, but let's see if we can get it. And then what is that one? Nope, that one's upside down. Okay. I love these little silicone stamps, but sometimes they're kind of fiddly. And I guess I could stamp them one at a time. Okay, I think that's okay. All right, let's use blue since we have that blue wallpaper. Pretty. That's pretty. I like how that looks. Okay. Let's see. Do you carry? You throw it away? You also could practice with like, you know, magazine pages or something, right? You could just get like a piece of copy paper and just grab a magazine, doesn't even matter, and just play around with it that way too. Oh, also, this is the other thing I thought of. The other thing that helped me when, and this is kind of like a cluster thing, but you make such beautiful clusters, Carrie, is to have like cut a shape out, like a paper punch, a circle or a square or a rectangle, and use that as your ground. But you make such beautiful fabric clusters, so it's kind of that same thing, right? That you're doing already with that. Okay, let's do that in blue. So you're just taking like your cluster making, and that's all you're doing. These are just little 2 individual clusters on your page. Oh, that's pretty. I don't know if I used that one before. That might be it. I don't know. I noticed, right? We were noticing on some of those antique ones where they would just have something, just a little something there. So I don't think we'll add anything more. Kind of ink over that a little bit. All right, what else do we want? I want something here. I don't know if I have anything that, let's see what I have. So it's kind of interesting. This is just a photocopy of an antique check that I had in my collection. I don't know. Does that go? Might not go. Let me look. Let's see if we have anything else in here. That would maybe be interesting. I kind of like the thought of like some antique text. Oh, here's the, well, there's not much on here. That's the other part of that graphics fairy one. Well, yeah, oh, I have that. Oh, this is cool. Okay, this is, oh, this is neat because it has the blue. This is a photocopy also. Oh, look at this. Ooh, will this fit? This is also another photocopy. I don't know if it'll fit. Let's see, do we like that? Kind of like the other ones. I don't know if I love it. And then this will go like that. Well, let's try it. Let's experiment. Let's see. I think what we're going to do first, to double make sure that we like it, let's take some of this vintage or antique linen. There's my dauber, excuse me, here. And let's age it up a little bit. I think it's so black and white right now, it's throwing me off a little bit. So let's see. This is pretty too, isn't it? Nanotech Silk Company. Are you gonna do that, Nettie, with like some of that amazing ephemera that you got from Gabby? All that is gonna be so great to scan, and then you could just reuse it over and over again. Okay, that's not too bad. It's a little big. Let's see. But we may reserve the right to change our mind. This part might work well too. I don't know. We'll see. I wish I had a second one of that graphics fairy. I think I only had one, or maybe we used it on something else. Right? Ugh, it's going to be so good. I have so much stuff stowed away. When I went looking for these envelopes, I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much. I don't know. Don't you guys think that's a little busy? I feel like it's a little busy. What do you guys think? And then we're going to put some kind of a closure. It just feels a little busy. But this, let's see. I could do a little bit of that. Maybe we won't. Oh. What about this? That's too much like that, isn't it? I feel like it's too much like that. Now I'm being very, very extremely picky. All right, let's go back to these things. These other photocopy things I had. I think they'll be our best bet. I don't know why I put them in here. Where did you go? Goodness gracious. Oh, there's one there, but that's not that one's really darkened. Oh, it's right next to me here. Okay, there it is. Let's try this one. Let's try a piece of this. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, the wooden ones, they take up so much room. Yeah, I feel that way sometimes when I see the wood ones too, Kathy. I'm just like, I'm moving on. Moving on. Sometimes they're cute too, but sometimes they feel a little bit dated. I don't know what you guys think. Although I did pick up, now that I've said that, I did pick up a set from Savers last week when I was over by Taylor's school. They're cute. They're kind of Valentine-ish. But I don't know the last time I picked up any wooden ones at the thrift store. And I never find the acrylic ones. Maybe people don't want to get rid of their acrylic ones. I can't say I ever find those. I don't know if I love this, but I'm just going for it. It's not my babe. I like the top of that other one. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get it really, really wrinkly looking. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Okay. Like that. Might be too big. It's okay. Okay. Maybe we'll add like a little stamp or something to it. Okay, so we have that going. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna put the little closure. I think I'll put it here because then it'll kind of I like that. So we see a little bit of it here, but I don't know. I'm not loving that. So we'll make this our top flap. Maybe we'll even fold that down. And I think I like that much better. Okay. Now I'm happy. I'm happy now. Let me keep that little piece. Okay, what do we want to use? Do we want to use a label? Look at this cute one that I found. It was brand new. That doesn't work with that, but I had never used it before. So we have that. I think I'm kind of liking that. But I want to stamp it with something. What are these little stamps we have here? Need something on it. What does that say? Okay, that's like a date. I think that would be okay. Okay, let's do that. Maybe we'll do the blue. Don't know what any of this means. Let's see. Do we have anything else? Like a little number or something? What does that say? So tiny. My eyes. What do I have out here? What does this say? Oh, US serial number. That's kind of interesting. Let's do that one. Let's do that one in black. Okay, that looks cool. Okay. And where's the top for that? I feel like I'm going to put my sleeve in the stamping thing. Where did my lid go? Oh, here we are. So messy today. Okay, here's our lid. Let's get a couple of these things out of the way. Get our pile of paper over here. There we go. And get our completed envelope over there. We don't need these. Let's tidy up. We're going to need that. Okay, a little bit better here. I'm not going to try to get around the little loop-de-loo edging there, that scalloped edging. Okay. You like that? That's kind of cool. I feel like I want to fold this though. Yeah, much better. Okay, let's glue that down. Then we'll ink it up. We also didn't use any lace. We'll kind of look to see if we want any lace on here. Whoops, don't need that. Okay, I'm liking that. Maybe let's put a little bit of lace or some of this blanket trim. I kind of like this pink, and it has these like, I don't know, like rusty spots on it. So let's try to use a little bit of that. In fact, look how cool that is where it was folded over and it's kind of rusted and discolored. I like that. Let's cut maybe a piece of that. See what that does. And it unravels very nicely. Yeah, they're so much better. Although I did pull out some wooden stuff to do some back, like kind of, you know, nondescript backgroundy stuff on here. So I think I will grab one here in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to age this up even more. So I'm just going to take the ink. Can I do the fold thing? Oh, that looks cool. We don't know why there would be lace or blanket trim on an envelope, but it just looks very cool. Okay, I just kind of grunged it up a little bit more. And I'm thinking something like that. Let's see if we like the way that looks. Maybe we'll even add some paper to it. Okay, let's get a little piece. That. And this will be here. Okay, let's just go for it. Let's glue it down. Let's see. Dee posted a few of them. Are doing a crafty live on Monday night at 7 Eastern. It's on Vintage Uprising Texas channel with Dee, Tammy, Margot. Ooh, do they already have the thumbnail up, Angela? Put the link for that. I would love to go watch. Would love to watch that. Are they doing just a hangout or are they doing a challenge? You know what I wish somebody would do, member? Oh, and speaking of Helen, how is Helen? Does anybody talk to Helen or communicate with her at all or heard from her? Remember when Helen did a couple times, I think I only participated in one, but she did like the craft off, like a craft off challenge. Do you remember that? That was so fun. I think we did Easter, like Easter assemblages or Easter crafts. I'm trying to remember. I think that when I did it, I think it was like Helen, maybe Pam. I'm trying to remember who did it that time. That was so fun. Somebody is so hint. Yes, Helen, the New England thrifter. Oh, did she, Kathy? Okay, good. I'm glad to know she's good. She just retired. Yeah, retired from all the reselling is a lot of work, and doing the live sales is a lot of work. I'm always very quick to say that. Okay, I think I kind of I feel like I want paper or something underneath there though. Let's see what we have here. Oh, I'm glad she's doing well. Do we like that? Would that be fun though? Hi, Christy. Oh, I hope you're having a good day. Oh, that's nice. They were out shopping. I know they like to shop and hang out together. That's nice. That's nice. Would anybody be interested in doing like a craft off? We could do it, you know, junk journal style. It'd be kind of fun. Or is that too much pressure? I think if it's a little kind of theme-ish, I think I'm going to bend that down. Just kind of grunge that up a little bit more. What time is it? 1:34. Have a good day, Chrissy. Enjoy. Okay, that's good. Definitely not like any envelope that we'll probably ever pick up at an estate sale or from a flea market, but it's just kind of fun. Okay, let me use, I like the Fabri-Tac better. Go this way. Fact. I think I'm going to rip this a little bit here. Let's grunge it up a little bit more. Okay. No, I forgot which direction I was putting it. That's okay like that. Okay. Okay. Definitely need to refill my Fabri-Tac. It's getting real dry. All right, and then I kind of didn't lay this flat. I kind of wrinkled it up a little bit just to give it a little bit more dimension. Okay. All right, that's kind of cool. All right, so let's take a look here. I don't think I want to add anything else. I don't think I'm going to put anything else over here. I think we're getting kind of busy. Let's see how we are in the front. Okay, and we'll do a little bit of stamping on the inside. Okay, what do we think? Do we want a little stamp maybe over here? I feel like it might balance it out. We're kind of heavy here at the top. I think we need a little something here. And I do have that one. Oh, this one's a cool one. What does it say? Letter parcel number 95381. I like that one. Now, what color do we want to do? Black? Red is sometimes jarring. I feel like I want like a burgundy. I need to get a stamp that's not red, like in your face red. I want to get one that's sort of muddier. Let's see what this looks like. I don't know. Let me see what the black looks like. Ooh, I could also do like one of these sepias. Nope, that's too light. It's all purples and blues. Oh, let's look at this one. This, ooh, is it? Ooh, let me write that down. Because you just don't, unless you see it, you don't know You don't know what it's going to look like. Thank you, Nettie. Fired brick. Okay, good. I'm going to order that or look for that when I'm out and about. Thank you. Yeah, because it's, you know, it's muddier, warmer. Brick definitely would be. Let's see what this one looks like. I might just do the. I'm going to do something probably really bad here, which is a big no-no. I'm going to dip it in the red, and then I'm going to dip it in this, whatever this is, this coffee. Ooh, that turned out cool. I know you're probably not. That is probably like the brick red. It's not good to mix your inks like that. Okay, that I like. That I like. But I'm going to pick up some of the brick red for sure. Okay. All right, now let's work on our little closure really quick because I think we're pretty good. Oh, let's do a little bit of stamping. So I just grabbed, speaking of wooden ones, look how big this is. This is by Inka Dinka Doo. I don't even know where I got it. Maybe I bought it, but I've had it for years and years. If I did. Let's see. Do we want to use this one? Or the sepia. Sepia is kind of, this will be okay. Okay, so I'm just going to take it and just kind of randomly go along the flaps here. Doesn't have to go the same direction. Just to kind of dress the inside up a little bit. And you could even do in the very center too. Okay, so hopefully you can see it. Just to kind of decorate up the sides there. Okay. All right, now we have our little thing that we're going to use for our closure. So I'm going to ink that up. Okay, that's cool looking. And what I didn't grab, I'm going to step over here to the side. I'm going to grab my sort of cardstock, like craft paper. I don't think I pulled that out. Let me go grab that. And we're basically just going to make like our own little sort of chipboard kind of thing. And I'm going to use our glitter glue. Whoops. I don't think this one fits in here. Of course, I've lost my pin. That one goes to that. It is story of my life with the pin. And I've even, oh, here we go. I even lost the red one again. So now I'm using this this like pearl headed one. And of course, yes, it's turning my glue brown, but I need to make one of those beaded things. Clearly, I either need to buy one or I need to get out my beads and learn how to make one. Okay. So what I do, I just keep layering and gluing until it gets to be the thickness that I like. So it depends on how thick the cardstock is. You could even use cardboard or packaging. I just kind of keep doing it until it feels. Make sure I have enough room on there. Maybe 4, I think maybe 4 layers. Mod Podge works really good for this. I've done some tutorials where I made little dangles with this. So basically we're just making our own little chipboard. Let me maybe grab another one here. I think that's too thin. File folder would be good. I have so much of this little craft paper. If I'm mass making them, I definitely like using the Mod Podge. I don't know, it marries with the cardstock really well. That one's pretty good. Okay, so I think that was 4 layers. 1, 2, I think it was 4. Okay. So normally I would want to let it dry a little bit more, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut. So I'm cutting through all the layers. It is still a little bit damp. Okay. That's good. And then let's ink that up a little bit. I just cut the corners just so they're not super, super pointy. Hi, Susie. Hello. How are you? Are you having a good day? Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, let me hit that real quick so then I can that's so fun. Okay. Well, I hit the thumbs up. Super fun. You probably said, is it just a hangout or are they doing something special? I like that. Okay. All right, I think we're looking good. Now, because we're going to wind the string or the embroidery thread around it, we want to lift it up a little bit. So I found what works well. You could just get your scissors and then just, cut little squares, but I'm just going to grab my circle punch here. I don't like this one. I probably should have grabbed another one because you can't see. Well, just do that. And maybe 3. I think 3 will do it. And let me grab one more piece. Lord knows I have lots of cardstock. I'll do 4 just in case, but I think 3 might do it. Okay. And then we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to glue these together. Quickie, quickie. Oh, goodness. Is Kathy still here? Picasso Kathy? She might have left. I have to message her. Kathy will be on with me for third Thursday this month. So I need to message and see what fun we want to get up to. I think I'm going to use 4. I have 4 sitting here, so. Okay. Okay, so I found what's easiest, let me ink this up a little bit more, is just to glue our little riser, to glue it on to the envelope and then come back in and glue the other thing to it. Okay. Let's do that. And I'll drop it down just as much as kind of as low as I can there. Okay, and then we'll put a little bit of art glitter glue on the riser. And then we'll glue that on. Easy peasy. And I'm going to give that a little bit of time to dry. And make sure I left enough room to kind of wrap around here. Okay, let's let that dry a little bit, and let's grab our embroidery thread. It's kind of a interesting, I don't know where I got this. That's probably more than I need. Okay, so we're just going to loop it around, tie a knot. Oh, Kathy is here. Oh, embossing. I would love that, Kathy. I would love it if you would show us how to emboss. I have an embossing machine. You know, one of those hand, not handheld, but you know, turn. I don't have a lot of embossing plates. I think I only have 1, but I think I might order some because I've been wanting to get and invest in more. I think I only have maybe 1 or 2 plates. So that's a good excuse for me to invest in some. And I still haven't spent that. Ooh, that's what I'm going to spend that $10 Amazon thing on. Okay, so I just did sort of like 3 knots there. Maybe I'll cut this a little bit. I don't mind that kind of hanging down. I kind of like that look. Ooh, that'll be fun, Kathy. I'm excited because I am not super good at it. Okay. So yeah, I think we have enough. I'm just looking where if I want to wrap it this side. Oh yeah, let's do that side. I like that side. Okay, so we're just gonna wrap her up. Ooh, I probably should have done longer. That's okay. Okay, we get two around, and then we'll just wrap it. Yeah, I could have been more generous. We have that little hanging down. Oh, that's cute. I like that with that little hanging down there. Yeah, I probably could have done, so we could have gone around like one more time maybe, but super cute. Okay, let's look one last time, but I think we are good. You know, I'm a big fan of coming back, probably inking up some more, especially where we did the stamping. And just kind of age that a little bit more. Ooh, Taylor's home. I'll have to see how the car was. Hey, sweetheart. How was the car? Good. It drove well? Okay, good. Goody, goody, goody. Okay. And we'll just hit that a little bit more. Hit that a little bit more, but I think we'll call this done. So let's kind of look at our outside here. I love the little collaging that we did. I don't mind this. Once we decided to put that flap over the top, I like that much better. And I think it always helps to sort of go over the stamping a little bit. Kind of ages it up a little bit. I think that looks nice. So super cute. Hope you guys are inspired to give this a try. I'll come around this way. Can I go? No, I can't go around that much. Definitely something sweet and beautiful to stick inside the pages of a journal. You could also use this like a card, right? This could be the card, and then you could write out your sentiment or stamp your sentiment and have it in the square in the center. I think that would be awfully pretty. What a special card that would be. And then maybe put it on a different piece of paper and then glue it on that square. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? I think it's special. Yes, Kathy, this is, and this, I feel like I've been really crafting in that style that I know you love a lot the last couple weeks. It's been fun to, I don't think I have a style. I'm going to ask that. That's a good question last week. I had it written down for this week. I think it would be fun maybe to start asking just a question each week. I do that on Third Thursday, and I just love it. Helps us, learn more about each other, and I think it makes the conversation just wonderful. Not that it isn't already, but I think I want to start doing that on our Thursdays together, just our regular vintage craft and chat. So I had that down, like, what is your, what style? But don't answer it. Don't answer now. I'll keep it in my notes and ask it next week. But yeah, I don't think I have a style. I'm kind of all over the board. I enjoy experimenting and working with a lot of different mediums. Or, I should say, I like Victorian, I like antique, I like vintage, I like kitsch, I like children's book pages. Like, I'm kind of all over the place. So that is it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you for everyone that was here hanging out in the live. And thank you for all those that will watch the replay. I'm so glad you're here. If you are new, definitely consider subscribing. We do go live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And I also like to sprinkle other videos now that things have kind of quieted down. I can get back. I have a ton of haul videos that I need to record. And I would like to start recording and sprinkling in more just project, process videos where we're not chit-chatting. And then they probably go a little bit quicker. So thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Terry. You were on, oh, I wrote it down. Where's the calendar? You are third Thursday. In fact, I had grabbed the calendar. So that's the 15th. So May 15th. So today's envelopes. Next week will be the botanical flashcards, and the thumbnail is already up for that. So you guys can find that in my channel link. And yeah, Kathy, you're on the 15th. And then I'm taking a little bit of a break on the 22nd and the 29th. So there won't be any live vintage craft and chat, but I'm hoping to get some videos that I can post, hopefully process videos, not necessarily haul videos. So, I'm so excited, Kathy, to have you on. It was so fun co-hosting the crafty marathon with you. So I'm really excited. Oops, something fell. I'm really excited to get to craft together. Let's see, what were we talking about, Angela? Oh, I need to see about the embossing folders. Oh, here, I wanted to read that because I'm not an aficionado with the embossing. Andrew says, I only have one embossing thing I got from Joann's recently on the closeout sale, and I haven't figured it out yet. It's either too thick to roll through or not thick enough if I remove the platform. That's interesting. Does Joann's have stuff left? I wonder if I should go over there this weekend or this coming week. I went once to ours like early on with the closeout, and then I went when my stepmom and I went when I was out in the desert, but that's now been probably a month ago. Also, the thing that I found out is, in fact, the one that's in La Quinta, California, by my mom and dad, is that store, I guess, is going to be one of the liquidation stores, and they're going to continue to get inventory, and they're going to keep that open. So I guess there's stores, different parts of the country that are designated that will be open longer. So that was kind of interesting. I don't know if any of my local will be one of the stores that. Oh, okay. So it does have a lot left. I wonder if your store is maybe one of those that they're going to keep open longer. We were chit-chatting with the manager, and he was, telling us all about it. Oh, okay. So yours is closing May 30th. And we did not ask him how long it would be open, but he just said, keep coming in. We have lots of stuff. We're a store. We're staying open longer to clear out all the inventory. Ooh, that's going to be fun to check out in northern Louisiana. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I didn't find a lot when I went to mine. I reluctantly bought a few Tim Holtz things, which I don't have a lot of Tim Holtz. But I bought a few Christmas things because our store rarely has any paper crafting, let alone Tim Holtz stuff. So I think it was only 20%. And then I picked up a few more things, maybe at 40% when I was with my stepmom. And I wish I had picked up a couple more things. Because once I got to the cash register, I'm like, oh, this is a pretty good deal. I should have grabbed a few more things, but they were quickly running out. It isn't going to stay open. Okay. Yeah, everybody wants to check out. They're empty. Okay.
So Carrie says a lot of the fabric is at 60% off with a 2-yard minimum to cut. Okay, that's interesting. I haven't bought fabric at Joann's or fabric store in forever. I usually pick it up at the thrift stores. And I tried and I looked through the they didn't have all their fat quarters were really pretty much emptied or purchased. So they didn't have a lot of fat quarters because that was the one thing I was hoping to find, which was material, especially when I went out in the desert and they were super picked over. No, that's good. $1.99 for a fat quarter. I mean, Dollar Tree are they $1.50 now? So I don't think that's bad at all, especially if you're looking for a color. I was really happy to get a lot of yellows from your sale, Carrie, because that was one thing when I was going through all my fabric. I was like, I don't have much yellow. So that's what I was. Ooh, so that's good, 40% on the Tim Holtz. Yeah, I picked up some really cute fabric. Actually twice now. 2 different trips to the thrift. I probably have 4, maybe 5 hauls that I need to film. I just have oh my gosh. I'm probably have piles that are surrounding me that are I don't know, 12 inches high. Many multiple piles, so I got to get on that probably later today or tomorrow. So, all right, everybody. Here, I'll turn around and then officially say goodbye. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week. I hope you find awesome things. If you're going to Joann's, lots of treasures. I hope everybody does haul videos. I love me a haul video. Let me get rid of that. Oh, you are? Okay, awesome. Awesome. And I have to, if you guys haven't checked out, Kathy, I'll take a few minutes to say goodbye. Kathy put one of the links to your videos in. So she has a 3-part video on a little tag journal. And I think I'm through the first one. I fell asleep. So I started finishing off this morning. But go to Kathy, Picasso Cat Gets Creative. So go and watch those. They look really beautiful. Okay, good. Yeah, I know you're subscribed to Kathy. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much. And I will see you next Thursday. I'll probably see you in the chats too. Bye, everybody. Love you all. Bye.